Nate Hunter at Natty Hunter. You think they call him Nasty Natty or?
Yeah, Natty. That guy is wild.
Natty Hunter. I don't want to overreact, but the Bengals are dead. Sell the team. Burrow gets paid and forgets how to play football. Overthrows T. Higgins 8 times. Can't move the ball in the red zone. It was a great NFL season. See you next year, says Natty Hunter, who's a Bengals fan. AJ, you feel the same way, huh?
I do not feel this way, but there are plenty of people that will overreact and feel this way after one game, especially the first game of the season. I tend to enjoy the positive overreactions, like about Anthony Richardson, the one previous to this, more than the super negative overreaction.
Agree. I love a good optimism, but these overreactions sometimes so negative, kind of entertaining.
A little bit.
The thought, though, that the Bengals maybe have forgotten to play football is certainly one that we have to chat about. But also, Joe Burrow's Joe Burrow. He's going to figure it out. Or is he? Now he's got this big pocket, Darius.
I'm on the same page with AJ. He'll bounce back. 16 games left. A little shitty weather out there. No excuses, no explanation, but he'll figure it out. Rusty, no offseason, no preseason really, but he'll definitely figure it out, especially those weapons.
So the Browns said that they never really blitzed him in the past. But now that he had a calf, they decided to bring it. It worked. There was a couple plays. Myles Garrett looked like he was pretty comfortable on the football field.
That looked fun.
He's lined up over the center doing fake basketball moves. I almost brought it up to Stephen A. He's just dicking around on the football. Huh?
Oh, wow.
Huh?
Yeah.
Hey.
Imagine trying to block this. If you're the center and he's head up on you like that. Good luck.
You're standing there with the ball. Is that Ted? No.
I think it is Teddy.
Is it Ted?
That's what he played. He was playing center last year.
No, we should not FaceTime him. They lost by 100. But, like, him standing there being like, all right, I got Myles. And then as he's doing it, Myles is this guy.
Hold on.
He's doing basketball.
Every center is so pissed when this happens. Every center, they're like, come on, man. This cannot be what they're doing.
This is a real game, Myles. Are you doing basketball cross-ups right now? All right, boom. Well, geez, Louise.
He's gone.
But think about the mindset that Myles Garrett has to be in to be there, let alone he's Myles Garrett and how good he is and how great of a day he had yesterday. But just to be in the mental capacity, just to be so comfortable dicking around in the middle of a division game is something that we should think about whenever we judge this Cleveland Browns team. Because obviously they hammered the Bengals yesterday, but inside that locker room feels like the mentals are in a great place, AJ Hawk.
Yeah, it does. Imagine that. You look at that rush. I don't know if we can pop it up again, but that 5-man rush. Myles Garrett he's standing, obviously doing fake crossover moves right in front of the center, and then everyone look at these wide stances. And you see number 5 eyeballing the quarterback to fall back under, and perfectly executed play. But it just gives you. It's just such a tough thing to stop. I feel like talk to any offensive linemen, especially centers, they despise. They're like, there's got to be something else. We got to figure something out because this is not right.
This is awesome. This is what this is.
He had another huge one on a fourth down later. Yeah, they looked good under the new DC old Jimmy Schwartz.
Schwartz is legit. He doesn't mess around. I like what he does.
He'll bring some accountability. He almost fought a coach.
Yeah. You already got that 5-down look, so that center knows, shit, I'm probably going to be one-on-one with this guy. And they already hate that with great pass rush. You saw it a bunch with Dallas putting Micah kind of over the guards, over the centers. You look up, you look back under, through your legs at the quarterback, look back up. That's got to be.
And Myles Garrett's just dancing. It's like, oh, this guy's confident. All right, that's good.
Don't you hear, Pat, guys, the old cliche, get the quarterback off the spot, which means make him move. Don't let him just take a 3-5 step drop, hit his back foot, and let that thing fly. With Joe Burrow, obviously his calf, we saw him. He continued to stretch it and use a band on the sidelines. He kept trying to keep it going. Of course, they want him to move as much as possible, even if it's subtle movements here and there. Make him move, make him not feel comfortable, especially with that calf still hanging around, which worries me a little bit that it's still hanging around. That was almost like the first day of camp it happened.
And last week he said we got to watch these things and coach will monitor. Like Joey Burrow was speaking about it as if it was still a thing that we need to think about, because to your point, with how long it had been since he had played, a deal getting done that makes him the highest paid player of all time. Zach Taylor, the way he's handled it, I've kind of just threw it to the side. Like, this is not a real thing. He's going to be okay. Apparently it is real, and the Browns utilized it to their advantage.
Do we know, is Joe Burrow 100% healthy? Was that just a tough game in the rain, a little bit of rust from not practicing during the preseason, Jim Schwartz coming over as the Browns DC? What happened yesterday with the Bengals offense?
How about all those things, right? If you look at his record in Cleveland, it has not been good. He's played poorly there. It's been one spot. You get a new defensive coordinator in there who's going to be really aggressive, against him and challenge him to run when his calf definitely is better, but it's not fully functional. And so you combine all those factors together, and he doesn't really go through training camp. Now, that's not unusual for Joe Burrow. He didn't go through training camp his first year due to COVID. He didn't go through training camp his second year due to rehabbing the torn ACL. He didn't go through training camp last year due to the appendectomy. Now this year, obviously had the calf early in camp, didn't go through camp. And if you look back, he struggled early on, and then he lights it up. The guy's a total stud. He'll bounce back, but that was a day that the Bengals would rather forget.
Yeah,
last year, weren't they 0-2 last year? And he's like, to everybody, his own version of Aaron Rodgers, RELAX, right? Like, oh, we're fine. Don't worry. It's all going to be good. And it was.
Yeah, and he kind of said that same thing after the game. And he said these these elements were certainly something. I think it was coming down. Cleveland seemed to handle it well, though. They might have a ball club over there in the AFC North that has a lot of question marks all of a sudden.